Good morning. Well, I guess it could be good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Uh, let's see. I should alert the Discord people that I'm live. Let's see. Let's see. I should also play some music. 8. We can't have office hours without a chill vibe. Oh man, I don't like that. That's better. That's better. Hey Pablo, what's up, man? Yep, you are early indeed. How are you doing? How are things in your neck of the woods? Good, man. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that, dude. Yeah, just that's just how's your life going? Good, man. It's just, another normal what is it? Wednesday now? Yeah, normal Wednesday. Uh Started working, did our stand up. Now going to keep working. It's that it's just the reality of life, you know? Successful life looks like a lot of ordinary days strung together. I'm actually Yeah, I can't believe I agree, man. The weeks fly by. The weeks literally fly by. I told my kids this weekend, I was like, "Hey, you guys only have like 9 weeks of school left," and they were like, "Oh my gosh, that's so long." And I was like, "You don't even know." I was like, "What? We're gonna blink, and 9 weeks will have gone by, right?" I mean, their first quarter of 2025 is basically gone. Um, yeah, it's wild. Talha, hey, how's it going, man? How are you? Doing well? All right, Northern Hemisphere. We just began classes. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that, Pablo. I didn't know that you guys were on a opposite opposite school schedule. Yeah, we're at the end of our school year here. You're good. Good, man. I'm glad to hear that. Got any big plans for your Wednesday, Talha? Talha, Talha, or Talha? Talha. I think that's the better way to say it. Which, if I'm completely butchering it, I do apologize. Yeah, summer just ended, so that's when classes start. Oh yeah, I guess yeah, that makes sense, right? Because yeah, the summer months would be opposite to us, or your summer months would be opposite to our summer months. M dot, nice, nice comment there, buddy. Do you like the Hawktua girl? That was a pretty strange cultural phenomenon here in the United States. I'll bet it's been a pretty wild ride for her. You know, I think she was working at a spring factory somewhere in the Midwest, and then overnight she became like a bona fide celebrity. Must have been quite a wild ride. Talha, Wednesday is almost ending. It's 8:41 p.m. here. Oh, nice. So have you had a good Wednesday? Did you? I guess I shouldn't ask if you have big plans for your Wednesday, but did your Wednesday go like you planned it would? The long vacation time is December till February. Well, that's kind of nice for those who celebrate Christmas. You get a nice long vacation. Imda, I don't dislike her. Spring Chicken Factory. I don't. Was it? I thought it was like a spring, like an actual spring mill. Um. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any issues with her either. I guess they're actually there's supposed to be a documentary coming out about her. I guess at some point. She obviously had a huge cryptocurrency snafu that she got caught up in, but I mean, I just can't imagine for somebody like that, uh, like the number of people that probably showed up trying to get a piece of her moment. It must have been pretty crazy. I don't envy her. Yeah, you spend end of year and Christmas on vacation time when in school. That's pretty cool. That works out nice. I mean, here in the States, we do have Christmas break, and that goes across Christmas and New Year's. But that's kind of nice. It works out that you're already out for you guys. I work now. Yeah, yeah, Pablo. Sad reality of having a having a job, huh? There is no end of the school year. Yeah, it kind of that is one of the that is one of the things about work that I feel like if I ever had a company, it would probably be a good thing to think about for your employees or just your company as a team. Like, right? It's like maybe we should think of businesses in seasons a little bit, right? Like, or at least periods of like high activity and low activity, right? Because it's the jobs can kind of beat you down with the kind of unrelenting uh, pace. I mean, that's why they have. I mean, that's why you have vacation days. But I mean, still, I always find it tough to like plan vacation because it seems like there's never a good time. It's always busy, and so then when you take vacation, you just come back from vacation and you're even busier because nobody else stopped working while you were out. So you're just playing catch up for the 2 weeks you were gone. JJ Davis, Steven. Well, you actually spelled my name right, JJ Davis. That's pretty kind of you. Most people do not spell my name correctly most of the time. Not strict, but you just feel. I love that, Pablo. So you just go by the vibes. Go by the vibes in the office. So whenever you sense the vibe, the low activity vibes, that's when you should plan your vacation. I booked it the first time. I booked. Nice. Let's see. You should think of wearing a yellow shirt. That's a strange comment, MPG websites, but yeah, I don't think I actually own any yellow shirts. Talha, my brother is a school teacher. He enjoys summer holidays along with students. Now I'm thinking about teaching. Talha, it's not a bad strategy. My wife is actually, she's not a teacher, but she's what here in the States we call it a para educator. So she kind of works with students who are more challenging behaviorally. But so she has kind of a teacher schedule where she's there for 9 months, then she gets summer off with the kids. So yeah, it's really nice. Hernia surgery? Bro, what the fuck is that username? Seriously. JJ Davis, hope you're doing good, bro. You too, man. Hope you're doing well. All's well here. I'm healthy. Well, I'm semi-healthy. I feel much better than I did yesterday. But I'm getting over some sort of flu. But my family's healthy. My wife's healthy. My kids are healthy. Right? Like everything else is icing on the cake. Pablo, oh, and ADHD, so she can probably relate. Yes, for sure she can relate. For sure she can relate. Yeah, yeah. It's all. I mean, obviously, like the career you pick, right, is like shouldn't probably base it only on vacation and time off, but like if you wanted to be a teacher already, it'd be a nice perk. Thank her from my side. I would have loved something like that on high school. Yeah, it's really cool. So there's kind of two groups in her group. It's like people that you have kids who are behaviorally just need more support, and then you have kids who developmentally, they need more support, and so her team works with those kids, tries to provide additional resources for those kids, and she's enjoyed it. She's been doing it the last 2 years. Basically, when my youngest started school, she was a stay at home before mom before this. But when my youngest when both my kids got into school, she decided to go back to work, and this worked out really good because she has basically the same schedule as they do, and so that's nice. Alex, yo yo, what's up, Alex? How are you? JJ Davis, got to make sure the kid's good. Sickness been going around a little. Man, dude, JJ Davis, having kids in school, it's just non-stop illness. Like, I mean, I've been pretty good. Me and my wife actually have gotten pretty lucky the last 9 months or so. But my kids, man, it seems like every other week one of them has a runny nose. Pablo, I was kind of a troublemaker, talked too much, couldn't focus, but somehow was good at school. Yeah, but Pablo, I feel like that's, I mean, kind of what you're saying, right? It's like there was probably a reason for that, right? And maybe with a little bit of extra help, that those things could have been mitigated. But I mean, school's hard, right? School is really difficult because school systems have to, the world is a bell curve, right? You've got students in the middle, you got students on the left and students on the right, and the school system largely has to be defined for that middle of the curve group of people. And if you don't find yourself, whether it be developmentally or personality or behaviorally in that middle of the curve, it's just really difficult, and it's not really anybody's fault. It's just the system. Hello, Fancy Pants. I'm glad I hope you feel better after that. So, uh, oh man, I'm sorry. I am sorry, Pablo, that you struggled with that a bit, in school. I mean, it sounds like you were able to, in spite of that, right? But still, it sucks that school is like that. Half of what you learn in school does to help you after school. Fancy Pants, are you saying it doesn't or it does help you? JJ Davis, I was bad in school all the way through, not trying to flex it because it ain't a flex at all, but I'm just being honest about myself. Well, yeah, I don't think yeah, I mean, I think all of our school experiences are valid, JJ Davis. Like I said, it's hard because it's really Pablo, the pants are not fancy anymore. That's clever. That was a good one, Pablo. If I had like a sound machine, I'd play the whole like da-ding da-ding. uh does not help. Um I guess I mean I'm kind of on the I'm kind of I see where you're coming from, Fancy Pants. Like I do understand what you're saying is like so much of the subject matter that you learn in high school isn't applicable after that. How many people use geometry every day in their daily lives or use algebra or calculus or I totally understand what you're saying, but I think there's also some meta skills, right? If you abstract it and you look at like the meta skills that maybe you got from high school, maybe you can find more relevancy there. You know, like in the ability to just be accountable, show up on time, you know, those types of things. But I totally understand what you're trying to express, Fancy Pants. I was never good in academics either. Average in college creates a lot of doubt sometimes. Disoriented, I feel you there, man. You know, but I would say, you know, that's that self doubt. Don't let it overwhelm you, right? Because academics, they don't they don't they don't match the real world that well. Um, and you're probably I don't think you should allow your performance in college or even in school to be a good proxy for what you're able to achieve outside of school, in my opinion. Pablo, I wish they had taught me other stuff like taxes, but I learned a lot of math I ended up using every day. Yeah, I think that high school, right? There could be parts of our school curriculum that do have a little bit more practicality. Agreed. Victor, what's up? Bro, any streaming advice? Hello, Victor. How are you doing? Um, let's see. Dealing with higher up, tough situations. Exactly, Paul. There's kind of this like meta layer of learning that happens through the school process. JJ Davis. But if I ever have a kid, though, see, I'm only 21. I ain't really planning on having kids right now. I'm still living my life. But I ever do, I'm gonna make sure they don't repeat what I did. Yeah, I mean JJ. That's kind of like as a parent, right? We all are trying to avoid our children repeating our mistakes. True, autodidactism is the way to go. Man, that's a big word. Autodidact. Is that like self-taught? I don't even know what that word is. Okay, yeah, self education, self learning. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like that meta skill of like if that's what you can take away from school is like you learned how to learn, you're set for life. Um, yeah, probably. Yeah, politics needs history. Correct. You could. Yeah, there's definitely stuff that you learn that you could apply. But I understand what people are saying when they say, "Oh, I spent so much time in school learning all this stuff, and now I don't use any of it." You know. Network Bib. Hello, what are you doing? Hello, Network Bib. How are you doing? We're just chatting right now. I'm currently hunting for a bug that has been reported at work while chatting with you guys. You should just let them make their own mistakes. Yeah, I mean, so me and my wife have talked about this quite a bit with our own kids. As your kids get older, it becomes very clear that your ability to control them, like if I had to draw a graph, right? It's like their age goes up and your ability to control them goes down. Like they are inversely proportional. And so as they get older, you have to hope that you've instilled in them the right set of values, the right set of beliefs, and try to provide them guidance and advice. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to let them. They're gonna live their life, right? You can't like lock them in their room, right? So it just kind of it's hard. It's hard. That's the hardest thing as a parent, right? To come to terms with those things. Zodiac, I don't know, man. That's a strange first comment. But to answer your second message, you work in IT. I do work in IT, but not IT. I guess I shouldn't say I work in IT. I work in tech, so I'm a quality engineer for a software company. So um, I'm basically responsible for ensuring the quality of our software, and we have lots of different ways we go about doing that. Uh-oh. Looks like I'm taxing my computer a bit here. Let's see, Victor, you don't need school. School comes with a ton of problems. Where I live, everything is just based on how much marks you get to get into IIT. You need to pass. That's it. No interview whatsoever. So Victor, you're in India, right? So IITs are really competitive, right? Those are like those technical institutes. Network bib, I think he does. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say like I work in like IT, like in the sense of like I'm a system administrator or a network engineer, that type of IT position, but I work in generally in tech for a software company. Victor, I'm thinking about creating a nonprofit for a new education system. Victor, that sounds very ambitious. It sounds very ambitious. JJ Davis, tech man. Pablo, you do need to socialize. You can't avoid all problems forever. Agreed. Agreed, Pablo. Agreed. Network babe, what kind of bug are you hunting for? It's kind of a weird one. So we have a feature that involves producing Word documents, right? So obviously there's always weird. I mean, I don't know how familiar you guys are with working across like HTML content to Word content. It's kind of a weird. Yeah, so that's what I'm working right now. So it's basically a bug that's related to formatting, or a potential bug. I don't. It's just been reported. I haven't verified it, but something related to formatting in Word documents. Steven the Tech Man. Well, I appreciate that, JJ Davis. Victor, I socialize, but school is not the only way. Yeah, I mean that's valid, Victor. Um, yeah, I mean honestly, I feel like if my kids wanted to homeschool, I would probably be willing to homeschool them. But they're both adamant on they want to not be homeschooled. I mean, obviously, what's important to them is the social aspect of stability and freedom. We could travel more. You know, they probably would only be in school like half the amount of time they are in school now. Um, but yeah, they're not interested in that at the moment. Which I don't blame them. I get it. You know, friends are important. Exams don't test your knowledge, I think, as much as projects, thesis, research exploration, and assignments do. I would agree with that, Victor, 100%. I mean, I don't think exams match up to anything really any of us do in a professional setting very well, other than maybe sitting for certifications or credentials. But yeah, most of what you do in a day-to-day job doesn't mimic having to perform well on an exam. Victor, I think you watch too much Andrew Tate. Oh man, Andrew Tate's a piece of work, ain't he? Pablo, I had all that and exams at school. Yeah, you would hope your school isn't just pure test taking. Um, but yeah, agreed. You probably should have a mix. Yeah, working with classmates. Yeah, group work. If you have the most if you want to know what your life is going to be like after school, just do a lot of group projects. If you, if, that's like that's probably the experiences in school that most closely mimic the experiences at work were group projects, whether they were good or bad experiences. I got my job thanks to senior at high school. Well, that's cool, Pablo. Very cool. My school does something with tech and IT, but it doesn't show your potential. That's too bad. I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, I think it's great that schools do stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, measuring anyone's potential is hard, and measuring anyone's potential at any given stage of their life is difficult. Tell us a joke. Okay, yeah, right. Here's a joke for you. So this is one my son said at school the other day. I guess the teacher asked him what his joke was, and he said, "What do you call?" What did he? What? Hold on. My wife sent it to me. I forgot the joke. It's very funny. What do you call a moose with a mustache? A moustache. That was his joke, which I thought was pretty clever. I actually, going back to that whole idea of measuring people's potentials at different stages of their lives, I actually have a very interesting anecdote about that. So, when I was in high school, there was a girl who I went to middle school and I went to high school with her. And I won't say her name because that's not fair to dox people. But let's just say she had a lot of struggles. I didn't know what her home life was or what she was going through, but I just knew that she struggled a lot through school. She was absent a lot. Um, she seemed to always be struggling to get assignments done, to pass tests, that type of situation at school. Um, that continued all through our high school careers. She did graduate high school. I graduated as well. But now, okay, now fast forward like a year after high school, we're both sitting in the same university chemistry classes. Um, Not only that, but she proceeds to excel in our college class. Like she in our, not like in that one single chemistry class, but just overall as like a fellow chemistry department student. She was incredible. She then went on and got a PhD in that field. So if anybody had assessed her capability in high school, I think they would have said, "There's no way this person ever has a PhD in chemistry or a related subject." Um, but something changed, right? I don't know what changed. I didn't know her that well, but as an outsider looking in, like something shifted in her, whether it be her her personal situation or something, right? So I think there's something to be said about not, people are dynamic, right? People's abilities and motivations and stuff change over time. Victor says, "You from Missouri or Kansas?" So I grew up in Southwest Missouri. I currently live in Kansas. Oh, that's too bad. I see some of you guys are talking about being bullied. That's terrible. Yeah, bullying is no bueno, and we have zero tolerance for it. Network Bib says, "I can't even pass my tests about my own language." That's tough, man. That's tough. Yeah, right. It says it starts from home where it really knocks some people off track. Yeah, and like again, that story I told, I don't honestly know what the whole situation there was. Just anecdotally, like somebody who kind of shared a parallel track with me through middle school, through high school, and then I never thought I would see her in a university setting, and then all of a sudden here we are, sophomores in chemistry class, in organic 1, organic 2, analytical chemistry, biochemistry. Here she is, and she's a top performer, and then goes on and pursues education even further. um, I don't know. I always think of that whenever I think of my kids being tested on standardized tests or their academic abilities being evaluated and decisions or maybe opinions being passed about their future. I'm always just very slow. I take a lot of it with a very small grain of salt. You just don't know who somebody's going to end up becoming. Victor says we should all just talk in code. Okay, nice. That would be kind of hard. I don't know if I could do that. Like function, say word, return hi. I don't think I could. I don't think I could talk in code. Let's see. Dutch. My language is just too hard. Even English is simpler. Ooh, yeah. I don't know any Dutch, so I don't know any Dutch. But I would like to. I would like to visit Dutch-speaking countries at some point in my life. Hey, Suhas, how are you, man? Tom, bro, Aiden Ross, I love your videos, man. Well, this is not Tom. I don't know. Maybe you're confused. I'm not. Print. Hi, Steven. Print. Print is not defined. Oh, that's funny, bro. Let's see. Victor Python easy. Yeah, right. In my language, one word means 8 things. English is so much better. Well, that's kind of annoying. One word meaning 8 different things. Painful. Mr. Manny Sanez? Yeah. Sayins? Care Kuka. I don't know what that means. Suhas, how are you, bro? I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling much better today. Yesterday I was going through it a little bit. Network bib. I thought and tried hacking my schools, but then I thought, what if my parents' house got raided? Yeah, don't hack anything without someone's permission. Lest you want to end up in a world of hurt. Yeah, I don't screw around with anything that could get you into legal trouble, man. There's no reason to risk any of that stuff. Especially here in the United States. Here in the United States, our federal prosecutors, they have like win rates of like 90+%. I mean, if you find yourself in a federal courtroom, it's probably not going to go well for you. I don't know what you mean, network bib. Victor, yo, Steven, can you explain the education system in America? I could give you like a high level overview, and then maybe you can ask more questions if you have any. Ashley Cattell, hi. Hello, Ashley. How are you doing? So, Victor, basically, the way education works in the United States is it's compulsory at like age 5 or 6. Most people can start school at age 5. Some people, oftentimes with boy children, will delay that to age 6. But that's usually when most people enter kindergarten, and most of the time that's in a public school setting. There are private schools. If you want to pay to send your kid to a private school, you can do that. Um, so then school is compulsory to, I think, age like 16. Basically, you have to get to like your sophomore year of high school before you can decide to drop out of public education. I think if you drop out, you also do need some sort of parental consent. Um, but in most cases, the average person is going to go to elementary school, which is going to be kindergarten to 5th grade. And then you're going to go to middle school, which will be 6th to 8th. Depending where you're from, 6th, 7th, and 8th might be split up. 6th might be a separate thing from 7th and 8th, but in a lot of cases, 6th, 7th, and 8th are in the same school. And then after 6th, 7th, and 8th, you'll go to high school, and that's 4 more years, and that's 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. After which, if you want to do any more education, that's on you to pursue it at a university, out of your own pocket. You're going to pay for it. Ashley Cattell, what do you do? So my channel is mostly about programming and coding, Ashley. And then occasionally I do streams like this where I'm just kind of talking to you guys. But most of the content I post, videos, shorts and stuff, is around programming and coding. As far as what I do for work, I'm a quality engineer. That's what I do for work. Network bib. Victor, Steven isn't the all-knowing God, by the way. Yes, I am not the all-knowing God. I would never want anyone to think of me that way. Let's see. Talhall, how hard is it in U.S. to buy a house like 3 to 5 rooms for a person working in U.S. in how many years he can own a house? Not buying, just curious to know. It's pretty difficult right now. Housing prices are very expensive here in the U.S. At the moment, relative to incomes. So let's say the average home price is, I think the average median home price in the U.S. is somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 to $400,000. If you took out a conventional 30-year loan, some loans you can get away with 3.5% down. 3.5% down would be on let's say you buy a $400,000 home. What would that be? 0.035 times, what did I say? 400,000. You're looking at, you need 14 grand. And then usually you also have what are closing costs. Closing costs, they usually say, are about 1%, I think, of the total price of the home. Let's see. So 0. Let me do the math. You're probably going to need about $20,000 at close if you do 3.5% down. So however fast you can save up 20 grand, which most people in the United States don't have much. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck, so saving up 20 grand is pretty difficult. If you wanted to put 20% down, which is what you should put down when you buy a home, because there's basically, if you don't put 20% down on a home, there's lots of other things that are placed on you as the homeowner because your lender basically wants to make sure that you're not going to screw them. So what would that be? 400,000 times 0.2. You need 80 grand at closing. So yeah, it can be tough to buy a house. Suhas, in India, they teach how floppy disks work in the latest courses, but not how artificial intelligence works. Unless you are studying in a private school, which are better. Well, I mean, I guess you could say, knowing how floppy disk work is good, but you should probably also know how artificial intelligence works, right? I mean, there's probably cases to learn both. But yeah, I see what you mean. See, Victor, what do they teach? How and how do they analyze your knowledge on the basis of what? So, Victor, education system in the U.S. is still very much lecture driven. You're going to have a textbook. Your teacher's going to lecture from the textbook. You're going to have assignments that you turn in, and then you're going to take a test. Take a test. I mean, it's very. I don't know what the pedagogical, is that a word? What the pedagogy, what the term would be like to describe that type of education system, but it's still very much that way. Network Bib, why do you all treat Steven as the all? I don't think anyone's treating me like that. I think they're just asking questions. Steven has surpassed God. No, I would never. Network Bib, why isn't there any Minecraft music? Maybe it's just too low for you to hear. Here, I can turn it up a little bit. But it should be there. Mob Psycho. Hey, hello, Mob Psycho. Network Bib, do you have any Pokemon cards? If yes, show them. I do, but they're all my kids now. So they're not really mine anymore. Victor, I just shifted into a new house. My parents bought a new one. Well, that's fantastic, Victor. How exciting. Dragon Z, hi. Hello, Dragon Z. Suhas, in India, teacher used to write the stuff on the board and take an app where we used to copy. That's an entire effing class. Well, I don't know how much you would learn doing that, but yeah. I mean, I think we could all share school experiences that are probably questionable if that's the right way to go about doing things, But what are you going to do, right? I mean, it's not even really the teacher's fault a lot of times, in my opinion. I mean, just we're all kind of trapped by the educational systems we're born into, right? And we kind of have to navigate them the best we can. I see that more than I ever have now, being a or having my wife, now that my wife works at the school, right, and hearing kind of the struggles she and her colleagues have, like, the teachers, the students, the administrators, they're all just doing the best they can, Network Bib, giving away Pokemon cards is the hardest thing to do. It's like giving away memories. Yeah, I get, not personally for me, Network Bib. I mean, the memories and the physical things to me are very separate. And so I'm a Maria Kondo fan. Like, get it out of my house. If I don't use it, if it doesn't bring me joy, if it doesn't serve any purpose, leave it, right? Even if it's stuff that does have sentimental value, the sentimental value isn't in the thing, right? It's in the memories. Dragon Z, do you do any sports? Dragon Z, I don't right now. I primarily just lift weights and go for long walks. But growing up, I did. I played a lot of sports growing up. I would love to get back into jiu-jitsu. Victor, do you really learn anything? I think so. Yeah, I definitely learned stuff through school. I mean, did I learn everything? No. I mean, in my opinion, a lot of what you know or need to know would be better served by just-in-time learning, meaning, you learn the thing you need to solve the problem that's in front of you. Right? I mean, obviously, you definitely know, you need to know basic reading and writing. You need to go basic arithmetic, right? Those types of things. Mob Psycho, schooling is a business, same as college or university. They don't care what you do after you complete your education. Mob Psycho, yes, I agree. Yes. Especially once you get to, especially here in the States, when you get to the college or university level, it is very much a business. Suhas, to be honest, I was a terrible kid. Well, that's too bad. Dragon Sea. I do horse riding. Oh wow, very cool. I've only ridden a horse maybe 2 or 3 times in my life, but I enjoyed it every time I did it. Network Bib. If I had a Pokemon card and that is more worth than my house, I wouldn't sell it. Oh, you're crazy, Network Bib. I'd sell that thing in a heartbeat and buy me a house. Actually, I'd sell that thing in a heartbeat, and then I'd take the money and I'd stick it in an S&P 500 index fund and let it sit for the next 30 years. That's what I would do. But you are the country's resource. You want to prepare experts that help the country and ideally the world progress. Correct, Pablo. So there is an incentive to make sure that the education system is good. I would agree with that. There is incentives for that. Um, it's just like with anything in the world. There is very little black and white, right? It's very little. It's not one thing, right? It's many things. So education's a business, but it's also wanting to make sure the country has well-educated people to fill jobs and produce and be productive and contribute. Yeah. Dragon Sea. I did 2 competitions and lost in both. Eesh. I'm sorry, Dragon Sea. That's okay though. I mean, losing's part of the process, right? That's why, my youngest son right now is in a phase with video games where whenever he loses, he gets very frustrated and then he quits. And I keep telling him that, you're only going to get better if you play through the losses, right? And that's losing as a part of competition. It's a part of sport. It's how you get better. So, I just encourage you to keep competing. Don't let your losses get you down. Ooh, fell in a bush. Eesh. Yeah, falling from a horse in general doesn't seem good, let alone falling on a bush. Severus the Sorcerer. Nice username, man. Which Tomb Raider Lara Croft game is the best? I do not know because I have not played any of the Lara Croft Tomb Raider games. Pablo, also university is measured by its output. If you want your business to work, you want the merits of having produced the best professionals out there. Yeah, I see that. There's an incentive there too. I think anecdotally, though, there's a large experience that just because how should I put this? Are they the best professionals because of merit? Or are they the best professionals because they went to the right universities and got into the right clubs with the right social network with the right group of people? So I think anecdotally I agree, Pablo, but then I think there's also kind of an underbelly to the world. And the more I've been in the real world, the more I see how the world is not a meritocracy, unfortunately. As much as we wish it to be, it's not. It's much more about your success in the world is much more about who knows you and what they know about you than your pure merits, unfortunately, in my opinion. Network Bib, do you believe that America is a great country? I don't think so because of Trump. I think America is a great country. I think we're having a little bit of an identity crisis at the moment. But would I want to be born anywhere else in the world? No. I feel extremely fortunate and very lucky to be born in the United States. Sanjay, hello, bro. How are you? I'm very good, Sanjay. How are you doing? It's nice to see you again. Dragon Z. I have to go now, by the way. Or bye, by the way, new sub. I appreciate you, Dragon Z. That's very kind of you to sub. But yeah, if you see me live again, come back and stop in and say hi. Suha says, my dad does everything in his power to not make me play video games. You are good. Yeah, me and my wife both like to play video games, so our kids have played video games from a very young age. And I think there's a lot of good things about video games. There's definitely, an issue with playing too many or playing them to a point where it impacts your ability to live your life, right? So you could definitely take it too far, but I feel like both my kids have benefited from participating in video games. I feel like they are better at problem solving. I feel like both of them were able to learn to read very easily and very early because of playing video games. Dragon Z. Oh, by the way, do you support Israel or Palestine? Dragon Z, unfortunately, I probably won't have the best answer for you on this. I just don't see it as a binary position like that. I support both. I think, Palestinians should have a right to a happy, peaceful, not war-torn existence. I think the same for Israel. And I think it's very unfortunate that for whatever historical reasons and for whatever transgressions each side has committed against the other, they cannot come to a place of coexistence and peaceful coexistence. I think that's unfortunate. I'm not saying either who's to blame or who's right or who's wrong. I just feel like if you could look at your children, if Israelis and Palestinians could look at their children and just envision a world where there's not war and there's not anger and there's not suffering, right? Can you find it in yourselves to set aside everything that's ever happened over the last how many ever hundreds of years and do it for them? Find a way to live together peacefully for them. And I know that's very naive, and I know that's very woo-woo, wave your hand. But yeah, I think it's a really terrible and awful situation. I feel for people on both sides. Sanjay, good. I have been sleeping early, so I could not join live. Yeah, no worries, Sanjay. Get your sleep, man. Sleeping's way more important than sleeping is way more important than joining my streams. Network bib. Just be born in the Netherlands. I think it is a better and safer option if you had the option. Netherlands sounds like a great place. I've never been there. But yeah, I'm proud to be an American. I'm very blessed to feel very, very grateful to have been born where I was born. Not to say it's the only good place to be born. I'm just saying I personally wouldn't want to wish to be born anywhere else. And I'm sure you guys feel the same way about where you were born. If you love your country and you're proud of your nationality, I'm sure you wouldn't want to be born anywhere else either. Dragon Z. Anyways, bye. See you, Dragon Z. Let's see. Why are we dragging politics for you in this live stream? Can you not bring politics, please? Yeah, I mean, I don't have any issue not talking about politics. It's just some people ask questions, and if people ask me questions, I'm gonna answer them. Sanjay, you doing live tonight? I think it will be in the evening for you, Sanjay. I'll be live again at about 2 p.m. So I'm gonna hop off here in about 6-ish minutes, and then I'll be back at about 2 p.m. Central Standard to code a little bit. I actually have a bug I think I need to fix on one of my apps, or at least I need to look at it and try to reproduce what this person reported. Pablo says you'd have to learn Dutch though. Yeah, if we were born in the Netherlands, I'd have to deal with what Network Bib's dealing with. Pablo, oh, don't be born in Argentina. Yeah, I mean, I don't ever want what I said to make it seem like I'm degrading other people. I'm just saying in my own personal life, I'm very grateful and happy. Damn. Nikki, damn. The stream about to end. Yeah, Nikki, I'll be hopping off here in a few minutes. I'm sorry, man. Sanjay, it's 10 p.m. now. Oh wow, so Sanjay, it will be very late when I go live again for you. So yeah, don't worry about it, man. You get your sleep. Network big no. Suhas, a lot of Indias. I'm not sure what that means, Suhas. If any of you guys like, you like programming, you like coding, and you like watching people do it on stream, if you're not already subscribed to the Primeagen, you should go subscribe to him because they basically have like a 24/7 live stream going on right now, and it's pretty funny. Nikki, Nikki, when are you going live again? At 2 p.m. CST. Or actually, sorry. It won't be 2 p.m. CST. It'll be 3 p.m. CST because I have a meeting at 2 p.m. today. So I'm going to take my lunch a little later. Sunday. So like you're doing a stream in the night, then it will be morning for me. Yeah, so I'm going to stream at 3 p.m. Central Standard. So for you Sanjay, that will be like, what is that? If it's 10 there now, so it would be 1 a.m. your time. So you should be asleep. Network. Yeah, I don't know. Nikki likes to try to make me uncomfortable with his comments. My wife won't give a shit. Should just be like, dude, people on the internet are weird. And I'll be like, yes, I agree. People on the internet are strange. Suhas, time. Off next live stream. Time of next live stream would be 3 p.m. Central Standard Time was when I plan to take lunch and work on a bug fix. Or at least work on seeing if the bug that somebody reported is a bug. Because when I tested it, I didn't see the same issue, but maybe I missed something. Nikki, I'm always live too. Are you really, Nikki? I've never actually gone to your channel, I don't think. Are you just screwing with me? Yeah, you're just screwing me. You're never live, Nikki. Sanjay, when's the stream after that? It'll probably be then sometime Thursday morning. Or Thursday, I guess it'd be Thursday evening for you, Sanjay. Nikki, no, it's a joke. I know it's a joke, Nikki. Network, no sleeping on the couch tonight. No sleeping on the couch. Although sometimes I do end up sleeping on the couch just because I feel like our bedroom gets hot and stuffy, and yeah. So then I do end up sleeping on the couch some nights, but it's not because I'm in trouble. I tell you what, I don't see. Excuse me. Have I ever said I hate Word documents? Because I hate Word documents. Hate them. Hate them. Network, how much is the time difference between your location and the Netherlands? I have no idea. I have no idea. You'll have to look it up, Network Bib. I'm in the Central Standard Time Zone, so you can do the diff, man. Suhas, I don't like my English sometimes. I wouldn't be too self-conscious about it, Suhas, honestly. As an English speaker myself, I have tons of grace for people who English is a second or not non-primary language. Like, I wouldn't beat yourself up too much about it. I think it's incredible that so many people around the world speak more than one language because they speak their native tongue and they speak some English. And here we are as Americans, and we don't make any attempt to learn any second language. We're just so privileged in that way. So I wouldn't beat yourself up at all about it. Sanjay, bye then. I'm gonna sleep now. See you later. See you, Sanjay. I'm about ready to hop off anyway. So you have a good sleep, man. I'll see you next time. Pablo, where's the Word document coming from? Oh, it's just every time there's an issue related to like the formatting in generated Word documents, it's just such a nightmare. Like trying to cross the bridge between HTML content to Word formatting is just a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. Suhas, it's bad. Yeah, don't be so critical, Suhas. You should be proud of yourself for being able to speak it in general. Sanjay, thanks, bye. See you, Sanjay. Network bib. I have to learn Dutch, French, German, and English. That right there, it's like kudos, man. Like that's super impressive. Super impressive. Nikki, I speak 4 languages. Well, we didn't include programming languages, Nikki. We weren't adding those in there. Victor laughed too. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me. It was a good chat, good conversation. I appreciate it. I liked all our conversation around education and school. It was good. I can't even make it. I'm gonna hop off here and keep searching for this bug that I don't feel like it exists, and then I'll be back at 2 p.m. to look at a different bug for an actual side project of mine, and we'll try to do some work then. So, all right, you guys have a good rest of your Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day it is for you, and I'll see you guys next time. See y'all.